What's up?
How are you? Well, as children, we all take to talking with ease. And so the fact that later on in your life, you be one of the people that could say, I talk for a living, is an amazing honor.
From his stand-up comedy specials to his memorable roles in movies and TV shows, Katt Williams has always brought his A-game. His comedic style is raw, unapologetic, and always keeps you either thinking or laughing. Whether he's talking about the Illuminati, politics, and just everyday life situations, Katt's fiery delivery and infectious energy have always had you laughing out loud. It's no wonder why he's considered one of the funniest comedians.
Even if you look 1,000 years back.
Yeah, especially today. To just be able to talk for a living? Oh my God. What? And that's the problem also with what we do, is that everybody can talk. So they see you talking, they're like, I can do what he's doing.
Right.
He's just up there talking.
And the better you do it, the easier it looks, which
Right.
is part of the trap.
Yeah, it's part of the trap.
It looks like he doesn't think about what he says. He just says stuff. But you couldn't be as accurate.
On February 29th, Joe Rogan made his return to YouTube with Katt Williams as a guest on JRE episode 2111. And I can't fully decide whether this is simply divine timing or Joe Rogan is an occult genius. Some numerological coincidences immediately caught my third eye. Katt Williams is an 11 life path, a master number. 22 and 33, the number 11 is one of these master numbers. 11 is the bringer of spiritual awareness and the devout supporter of humankind. It is truly a messenger for the universe. The number 11 is at one with the universe. It opens vast spiritual concepts and the presence of a greater power.
Thing, Joe. That's why I love history so much, because once you find out that this world is a circle, you can never get lost. Like,
Right.
you can look at certain things and it'll
Patterns.
tell you what's going to happen later, like with amazing accuracy. Like that. That's why I can speak with impunity about the Illuminati, because I know who you would have to be in order for what I'm saying to bother you, number one.
Right.
Number two, I know your big secret. I know that you're not the Illuminati, I am. So you can't be illuminated. You're too dark. But the difficulty is getting people to believe something that they don't want to believe. And in each of these cases, this is where the money is.
The master number 11 is at one with the universe. It is open to vast spiritual concepts in the presence of a greater power. It is a channel for truth and answers to reach us and help us on our way. This master number's vision is crystal clear, and 11s naturally have an extremely active third eye. I myself am an 11 life path. All master numbers are a higher vibration of their single-digit counterpart, and the 11s carry the number 2. This means that the 11 carries many of the same traits as the number 2, but feels them and utilizes them in much deeper and profound ways. So episode 2111 can be seen as 11111, so 5 ones. Leap Day is a once every 4 years event on the 29th. 2 plus 9 equals 11. I don't believe in coincidences. This divine timing is essentially what inspired me to switch up the format of my videos and add some complexity to my page. Katt Williams, a spiritual messenger, brings up Hermes Trisgreat. How did I fuck that up? I've been saying thrice. So Katt Williams, a spiritual messenger, brings up Hermes Thrice Great, or Hermes Trismegistus, and the Emerald Tablets barely 30 minutes into the podcast episode, and said something very profound. Every landmass on the planet has esoteric folklore of the same messenger to the gods. In Roman lore, Mercury. Egyptians knew of Thoth, the god of wisdom, learning, and communication, credited as the author of all works of science, philosophy, religion, wisdom, and magic. Greeks knew Hermes, the messenger god. Idris, or Enoch, who is Noah's great-grandfather, is the messenger to the gods in the Old Testament and the Book of Enoch, who later transitions to the Archangel Metatron, the celestial scribe.
But here's the thing. The fact that there is a God is the biggest conversation worldwide. But the truth of the matter is, there is more reason for you to believe there is a God than there is for you to not. Like the way that things interact, like if we're just talking about marijuana or alcohol or whatever that is, you have to understand that this thing serves no other purpose than to bring pleasure to this small group of beings.
Right.
And the fact that it already was set up to do that, the fact that it was already set up on this planet for there to be medicines for us to find and to utilize. And you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's not like, oh, yeah, so he made a cow. No, to make a cow, it means you had to also have made grass. And it means you would have had to have invented a whole new eating system for this animal, which was cud. And that means you would then have to have given him 3 stomachs to be able to, and you would have to have known that he was going to then emit a gas that was going to be necessary on the planet. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like none of these things
Fertilizer, all of
are
it.
right. The fact that
Seeds.
everything goes together is how you know.
It's pretty wild. And every time we step in and fuck with it, it goes haywire.
Right.
Every time human beings do it.
Predictably haywire. though.
Haywire.
Right.
Haywire.
Right. But that's part of the benefits of free will. Mm-hmm. Is you really can jump into a volcano, dude.
Yeah. Haywire.
You really can.
Safe to say the cosmic theme of Leap Day was spiritual message. Katt also doubled down on his statement from Club Shay Shay where he said that black men in Hollywood have to wear dresses as part of a ritual to become successful.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word. You gotta do when you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2. I almost died. And I gotta read this script from all these good white people. Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got.
Propaganda in Hollywood movies is built into the ingredients list. It's like if you want flour, you need wheat. You're going to have to get the wheat. And if you want to be able to make movies about certain subjects, you have to be willing to work with some people. That, you know, it would be nice if you made it so that this is what we're trying to accomplish, and this is showing the negative side of this other society, and this is and this is our hero. This is our hero who's going to go do America's bidding and go over there, and you're like, okay. And those movies are successful, and so they continue this relationship, and you become a bit of a propaganda arm for the government. And in turn, they don't fuck with you.
Right. But that's what makes information so powerful is, you don't care how people feel about the ritual. It's about does following the ritual work. Yeah. And so you can fool yourself into thinking there isn't one, but the evidence will be clear. So like when I be like, oh, these guys are wearing dresses, and everybody's like, oh, he keeps talking about people wearing dresses. No, it's not.
That is a weird thing.
It's not like that. Look at it from a different way. Look at it. Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual is. So 20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular in the future. And that somehow calling people the goat would be normalized over the sheep being always the most popular reference.
God damn, we got some good weed, Katt. Jesus Christ.
This must be the weed
I'm trying to figure out how to jump in on that.
Right. Which is my only goal.
I always wonder whether or not all the stories in the Bible, it's just where we are experiencing it. Like the mark of the beast thing that we were talking about earlier. If that is not, if if that is not, I think if you had to tell a story for so many years,
Yeah.
before anybody ever even figured out how to write it down, and you're telling a story about a civilization that allowed people to put brain implants in them, and then all of a sudden the brain implants were hijacked by machines, and people became just meat zombies, controlled by corporations. That would be the mark of the beast. That would be a demonic thing. If a demon tricked human beings into wearing a hat that turned you into a zombie, that demon would be like a famous character in books and folklore. But that demon exists, and it's just technology. It just shows itself.
Katt also stated that transgenderism came from the worship of Baphomet, and he knew over a decade ago that the LGBTQ movement would be one of Hollywood's main agendas to push onto the masses, along with transgenderism.
You're going to have annoying people everywhere you go in this world, but in general, I think the people here overall are nicer, they're friendlier, and they're not captured. They're not captured by the ether of Hollywood. They haven't been sucked into the vortex of ideological thinking and just that weirdness of that town. So when you escape that and just be around regular people, you're like, oh, people are all right. I've just been in an insane asylum. You're looking for a girlfriend. You know, like you have to be in a place where you're around good people.
At least if you in the ATL and a nigga doing drugs in the ATL, the nigga at least excuse himself, go to the bathroom or some shit. Niggas in Hollywood just do the drugs right in front of you and act like ain't shit happened. You in the middle of a goddamn meeting. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the movie with you, and then we're gonna go back. Nigga, did you know that I can see you? Nigga, you right there. It's on your nose, nigga. What? Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expected. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited than a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking in all the goddamn rooms, and you fuck around and look in the wrong room and shit. Nigga, come here, come here. Is that two niggas kissing? Is one of them niggas Professor Ovi? He came out the closet, he came out the closet. Oh my God, a rubber.
As long as it works in their favor, they'll give up a lot of rights. And then hopefully the next administration that's
Rights are
right
generally
will abuse
worthless
those
at the
rights.
time.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that if the government can make life easy, a lot of people have it hard, right? So the government comes in and says, I'm going to make it easier for you, but I'm going to need certain requirements of you. I'm going to need you to have a digital ID. That digital ID will be attached to a social credit score. And we're going to give you universal basic income. You no longer have to worry about food or shelter. You'll be taken care of. And now you can pursue your dreams.
Is this the mark of the beast you're speaking of, sir?
I think it is.
Right.
Look,
That's the whole thing, is it's never been difficult at any point in history. Like we got a dude right now that's telling you front and center that I put a computer in somebody's head, guys.
Right.
Like.
Yeah. And everybody's going, yay.
It's the greatest thing in the world, sir.
Yeah.
But we understood this 15, 20, 25 years ago. We understood while watching Tron or while watching Cyborg, we understood that there was just this small line medically that needed to be crossed in order for us to be able to do these things.
Yeah.
Like if you can hook a battery up to an octopus and make it go like this, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
Why? Because this is a machine that we have.
It's a biological machine.
Right. And once you understand it, you understand it.
Yeah. And you could fuck with that machine. You could juice it up. You could fucking get it stronger, get it smarter. You can do a lot of things with that machine.
This is what the Anunnaki said. Yeah. This is how you know that these are not made up things from people's imagination, because everything is too factual. Like this necklace, right?
Right.
People online were like, yeah, is that Buddhist or that's this or that? It's none of that. Like I just try to find the answers to things. So
Is that a ship wheel?
I designed this because this is that thing that you see that all the Anunnaki guys that look like a wristwatch, and they always have it, and you're always trying to see what that is.
Yeah, what is that?
It is a time, and it's a compass. It's a timekeeping compass.
That's what that is?
Yeah. So that's what made the carrier of great importance, because he was able to do things that were magical in nature, like go somewhere and get right back. Like, you know what I mean?
So, yeah,
like
that thing on the wrist was a compass?
A timekeeping
compass.
Yeah. Right. So
They had some very bizarre knowledge too. They had a detailed knowledge of cosmology. They had a really detailed knowledge of our solar system.
100% of the writings across the world, whoever said anything about space or the universe or what was out there, why were all of them correct, Joe? It's not even possible. Like, how did they know that Mars was the red planet, and why was it a worldwide fact?
Right.
Planetarily, that Saturn had rings, like, based upon what information? Because nobody worldwide is disagreeing. Nobody's like, oh, I thought of this, or it came to me in a dream. Nobody's saying that anywhere in anybody's civilization. Everybody's civilization says this information came from the people that came from there.
Yeah.
It's like there are no coincidences.
Well, they know that Mars used to have an atmosphere. Mars used to have an atmosphere, used to have water. Something happened to its environment.
If that's correct, then there's a guy right now saying he's getting ready to put people up there.
Yep. Exactly.
You see?
Restart it all over again.
50 years.
Than the conventional dating is. They think there's real evidence that shows
No.
they're 9,000, 11,000 years old. Easy.
No people built the pyramids.
No people?
No.
Who built them?
No people built the pyramids. And if you look around the world, you see certain telltale things that let you know that advanced machinery was in usage. Look, this whole thing where slaves are stronger people is a fallacy. We like to believe that slaves are stronger. Slaves are weaker because they don't eat the right food and they live a terrible life. Your slave population is not smarter and better condition unless you're enslaving the Jews.
They stopped thinking that quite a while ago. They think it was actually skilled labor because of the way they were eating. They found what their camps were, where their food was. They ate like very good food. So they think they were actually skilled labor, but also probably forced skilled labor. But that's probably not the people who built it. That's probably the people that were working on it. That's probably the people that worked in the village or in the city.
How many companies have done renovations on the White House? None of them have done enough renovation that they can claim it's their White House. So, yes, thousands of years worth of people were there, but that doesn't have anything to do with the building of it.
Who do you think built it?
Well, understand, we know enough now to understand that this was a complex. This was not...
Right.
We've been led to believe that this is how much they worshipped their dead bodies.
Right.
But the evidence doesn't show any of that.
No, it doesn't.
Like when you see inside, when they have those intricate carvings and paintings and stuff in gold and stuff, you have to remember this is in a windowless room, folks. There's no candle soot. There's no this. It's clearly a power plant and built specifically for that location on this planet. For
What do you think it was powered
usage.
by?
The hot water springs underneath it.
So it was powered by the hot water springs? And to what end? How do you know all this, first of all? Is this marijuana talk?
I don't think so. This is
Where did you read this?
if you follow information about humankind, you find out that in all parts of history, people were coming to this region for their information and their knowledge and their things that were forbidden, and these were not. These were the highest of human civilization.
But not even comparable to anyone else.
No.
Nor since.
Nor since. Right.
The Great Pyramid of Giza is insane.
Right. Like,
it's insane.
Like even Tesla says that this is where he came to get the information. But if you follow that information pathway, it leads you to this character called Thoth, right? And the emerald tablets of Thoth are literally mind-changing and mind-blowing, just because you understand when this was written and the terminology being used is
when was it written?
Far too accurate for now. So
I fucked that up. It's
Hermes,
a compact and
Trismegistus.
a cryptic hermetic text. It was highly regarded by Islamic and European alchemists as the foundation of their art. Though attributed to the legendary Hellenistic figure Hermes Trismegistus. How do you say it, bro?
Trismegistus.
Trismegistus. Yeah. The text of the Emerald Tablet first appears in a number of early medieval Arabic sources, the oldest of which dates to the late 8th or early 9th century. It was translated into Latin several times in the 12th and 13th centuries. Numerous interpretations and commentaries followed. So what does it say, though? The Egyptian god Thoth. Okay, it says beginning in the 2nd century BC onwards, Greek texts attributed to Hermes, a syncretic combination of Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth, appeared in Greco-Roman Egypt. Those texts known as the Hermetica are heterogeneous collection of works that in the modern day era are commonly subdivided into two groups: the technical Hermetica, comprising of astrological, medico-botanical, alchemical, and magical writings, and the religio-philosophical Hermetica, comprising of mystical philosophical writings. Holy shit.
Is this weed talk, Joseph?
No, this is so legit.
So legit, my man.
So this dude was probably an alien.
Dude, first of all, there are no probablys.
Yeah.
That's the benefit once you hear it or read it, is the fact that it's given in first person, and that's not possible. The things that are being said are impossible. Enough time has passed, though, that it's not like that. But
I'm going to read that.
he literally says, hey, there's a spaceship on Earth, and this is where it is. Because if all you care about is information, right? Like, that's what you start to see is when you get to everybody's civilization, Asian, Indian, African, when you get to the crux of their information, nobody's disagreeing with anybody.
Right. If you figured out how the fuck they did it, if there was any logical explanation that people could have done it, I would be on board. I'd be like, well, okay.
But there aren't any people saying that.
Human beings can, it's possible if you had enough power and you had enough engineering and mathematics that you could figure out how to design and construct the pyramid.
Yes.
But then the logistical problem of getting the stones from hundreds of miles away, massive, several ton, up to 80-ton stones.
Joe.
That's crazy.
If you
500 miles away, some of them.
Even if you could do it, let me ask you this. Would you build it on sand?
I don't think it was originally sand. So that's the thing.
Right. This was a fertile valley.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right.
The Nile Valley. That
they,
was the reason
they had
why
electric and Wi-Fi, and they had all of that.
They probably did. And that's probably where the Younger Dryas impact theory comes in.
The greatest trick is to make us believe that people back then were dumber and we're smarter.
Right.
And that whole thing is a fallacy.
Yeah, that's definitely not real.
But it's worth it for us to believe that.
Overall, this episode was nothing but well-crafted conversation and eye-opening statements that left the fans immediately asking for a sequel episode with Katt instead of the usual cycle of Roganites like Bert, Tom, and Ari Shaffir. Thanks for watching, guys. Please drop a like if you liked the video, and drop a comment if you want to see the breakdown of Kanye and the system.
Kitty Cat Andretti. The original Tom Petty. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Get in there. Get in there. There you are. There he is. That's when you're having to fight that competition off that corn. Cone. Sweet cone. You see the way he is? Oh my goodness. Look. There needs to be a professional to tell you that this is how this job is done. Yeah. And how do we do it like this? Because we do this in real life. In real life. It's all about finding the roads, the highways, and the byways of America that will allow you to do this. Ooh, it is bad out here, folks. I'll tell you this. Once he gets that #1 spot, you can forget about it. You're never getting it back. Why? Because you're waiting on a mistake, and he makes his mistakes early. So if you're waiting on him late, too bad for you, baby. We do this with either hand. One hand, two hand, left hand, right hand. He's still hugging that corner. He's almost robotic. It's as if AI had a car, and he was driving an electric. You gotta love it. To the point where even if we make a mistake, we can come right back and get in that same groove, because it was not a misnomer. It really was the zone, baby.